Welcome. I've just been putting together a new deck. It's Historic Pauper with an undergrowth theme. So this was the mechanic from Guilds of Ravnica, uh, and the way it works, it can undergrowth can be attached to a bunch of different effects, but basically the effect always scales with the number of creatures you have in your graveyard. So the Vigor Spore Worm gives, when it comes into play, gives something plus X, where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard. And the Kraul Foragers, you simply get one life for each creature in your graveyard. So it's pretty good to self-mill your deck, put lots of creatures in the graveyard, and then you get these effects that scale up and scale up over time. Which could be pretty cool, I think. And I decided, because you're doing a lot of self-milling, you probably want to play with more than 60 cards, so you don't deck yourself. Also, I just couldn't decide. I couldn't cut the deck down below 120 cards. This is going to be a kind of this is going to test out a lot of my stuff in the deck. So I've got 70 creatures, 50 land. That's it. Yeah, based on how we do, we might tinker with the deck somewhat. I might even try and cut it down to 90 cards. So yeah, here we go. We've got Midweek Magic, Historic Pauper. So we're just really after these lovely rare rewards. And I've decided I'm a bit bored with playing my other historic deck, which is, it's amusing, but I fancy something else. And I kind of, the Let Me Ox You a Question deck, I kind of got it to a state where it's pretty decent and pretty consistent, with a lot of card draw cards and things. Because I've noticed Pauper is quite competitive, it turns out. Right, so we've got 3 5-drops, and a 4-drop. So it's not a good opening hand. I'm going to go ahead and... we've got 3 lands, and we've got both colours of mana. We'll just see if we get completely run over in the first 4 turns, see if we top deck land. Interesting. So I've actually got another green-black deck, perhaps, with maybe the same idea. It looks like he might be going for landfall. We're doing pretty well. We've managed to top deck a wall. We've got our Barrier of Bones, and this can let us dump a creature in the graveyard. But we won't do that. We won't dump the swamp. Wow, okay. Whenever one of my creatures dies... Okay, we will block that. Right, the good news is we've actually hit 5 land. We can do something on turn 5. I think the Windgrace Acolyte looks like the option we want. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, he's playing self-mill as well. That's pretty exciting. We've actually got a 3-drop. It's got a much bloodletter. I've got a little sub-theme of life gain in this deck as well. In fact, sort of drain life effects, if I can get it. Because it... I do have... I've got a few things that... they work with life gain, they work with damage to the opponent. Evolving Wilds. Cool. Oh, okay, nice. That is a fight card and a proliferate card. That's very cool. Okay, Undercity Scavenger. So I think we're just in a race at the moment. We'll hit with the Bloodletter, and we could play a Blade Juggler for 3, but we'll go ahead and play the Windgrace Acolyte. Things are building up nicely. Things are brewing. Got 3 things in the graveyard now. Okay, he's got his favoured removal spell. Now he's definitely playing over 60 cards because he's still got 56 cards left in his deck, which is interesting. I think it is swing in for 2. So we'll get the Spectacle to trigger. So we get the cheap Blade Juggler. And I get to draw a card, which is very nice. And I will play Guildsworn Prowler, which will attempt to trade off with his big creature. And of course, if he kills it directly, I get to draw a card. So it's a win-win, really. If he doesn't attack, I can sack my Prowler to Undercity Scavenger, which is also pretty cool. I think we try and play Rhizome Lurcher last, so we kind of... he burns all of the removal he's got in his hand, and then he doesn't have anything left for this, in theory. I like this little guy. Oh, interesting. He's going to gain 4 life, so we can draw a card off this. But we do want to trade off for his big creature, if possible. I think we do just sacrifice the Blade Juggler. Okay, he's just going to attack with that, so no blocks. And my Undercity guys can get to 5/5 if we sack the Prowler. He's doing pretty well for life gain, you've got to say. Yeah, that gained him 4 life, so... I think I'm happy to sacrifice this guy for a card. Because I've always got... okay, Gnarled Colony can be kicked and can be pretty powerful. I think these are two good draws. We'll get the Gnarled Colony next. Oh yeah, he gets to do that. And we'll play Shambling Ghast. And yeah, this is obviously going to get huge because of Eternal Thirst. I mean, I probably should be worried, but I just don't feel very worried at the moment. Okay, no attacks. That's a relief. Let's swing in for 2. I fear this fellow may have lost connection. So I'm going to go ahead and do Circle of the Land Druid. Three more creatures in the graveyard, very nice. And we'll do a big Rhizome Lurcher. 11/11, that'll do. We did it. We did it. Mythic rare. Ooh, Spectral Adversary. Yeah, I've seen people play this against me. So the bonus it gets, you get +1/+1 counters, and then that many other target artifacts, creatures, or enchantments phase out. That seems pretty cool. I don't think I saw anyone pay the extra when they played it against me though. So yeah, 2/1 flash flying for 2 mana is okay, just okay. It's not mind-boggling. Oh, nice. Okay, we've got a nice little combo here. We've got a wall and a mana dude who can tap the wall. And I'm going to go ahead and start with a tap land. Okay, Spirited Companion. We have drawn a lot of lands. That is a creature. I'm going to say yes. Yes, we want that. We want that to draw that next turn. It gives us something to do. We can, although of course we can get 4 mana next turn. It's not 5 mana. It only makes 1 mana. Yeah, looks like green-white enchantments. You don't have to be a genius, I think, to figure that out. Let's play a tap land and our Lampad. We've got Lampad mana up if we need to sacrifice something. Okay. He gets lifelink. Okay, he gets vigilance. Pretty cool. And he's bigger than anything I've got, so we have to just let it through. So let's do the thing. Tap this and tap the Barrier of Bones and play this guy. It's not the best trade, but we'll do it. We'll sack a wall, make him lose something. Yeah. We kind of lack targeted removal in this, unfortunately. So yeah, he's got he's got trample as well, because why not? So that's the one that gives the trample. There's no point blocking. We live, so there's no point blocking. We drew another land. I don't know if drawing creatures would have helped. I like to think it would have done. But yeah, the enchantment deck can obviously ramp something up quite quickly, and we're not using any creature removal in this deck, really. So it's not much we can do about that. It's all sort of edict effects, so if he's making tokens and things, he's safe. Okay, two-lander. We do have Llanowar Elves and Arboreal Grazer. Or Arboreal Grazer. Okay, let's keep 7. Okay, I think we want to play a Grazer and a tap land. Alchemist, okay. Right, we've got quite a few different options. I think it's Greater Tanuki though. Nice. It's a pretty good card draw spell. And the Viashuno Pyromancer could... Ah. How lovely to see him again. Oh, skewer the critics. Lovely. Okay, we can play a tap land. Elf. And we can get 1 life point back with Skymarch Bloodletter. And another card draw spell, lovely. Another Thermo Alchemist, another Viashuno Pyromancer. Oh, this is going great. And he's got the mana to cast them. Right, let's swing in for 2. Right, Moldgraf Millipede, or we can go another Bloodletter and a Jaspera Sentinel. We might need this life point. It might be very important. I don't want to die next turn. That becomes a 3-1, of course. Okay, the 3-1 comes in, so trade off with elves. You might have a combat trick, but that's fine. We've still got 6 mana potentially, which is, I think, basically casts everything in the deck. Of course, we milled 2 Kraul Foragers, which is painful, but it's going to happen. We actually... No, he's got 3 attackers, hasn't he? We can block everything. And we're going to play the tap land. Sure. 2 damage and 2 more damage. And I'm dead. Yay! No, not quite enough life gain. You see, if I'm playing not even a 90, not even a 60 card deck, a 90 card deck, much more likely to draw my Kraul Foragers rather than mill them off the top. That's good to see. Yeah. Cool, interesting card. You can try out. This is one of the... There's not that many common cards that have a Raise Dead effect. There's the Courier Bat, and there's this guy, basically. I think Channel is instant speed, isn't it? But, well, let's test that theory. It would say it's sorcery speed at the end, wouldn't it? If it was. So if you play these Circle of Land Druids, you kind of want to play some kind of sacrifice effect in the deck. We've got a handful of those. Right, we can't attack anymore. That's fine. Let's put another Druid out. Another Prowler. Well, our first Prowler. Guessing it'll be a life gain deck, because that also gains life. Tokens, I guess. I think I'm okay trading off here. Could have lost the Circle of Land Druid to try and get a land. That might have made quite a lot of sense. And we can make a big creature, or we can make a Sentinel and ramp out another land. Yeah, I'm going to make a Sentinel and do that at instant speed in his turn. Homestead Courage makes him a 4/3. I'm okay trading all of my creatures. See if he's got a combat trick. Yeah, he has a combat trick, sure. Well, we'll ramp out another land. Guess we'll get a couple of lands, which is quite nice. Okay, we've got doing quite well for big creatures, but we'll see if he's got removal for both of them. I'm sure he's got removal for the first one. Yeah. Is there anything good we can put on top? Yeah, we can have a Windgrace Acolyte or a Kraul Forager or a Greater Sandworm. 7 mana. Let's see, pacifism number 2 coming up. And of course this is too slow now I think of it. I could have thought ahead and played that and put something, because I'm going to hit. Okay, right, that's 9 damage. Yeah. So yeah, he can also just jump over my guy, but never mind. So it didn't quite happen. Guess he found a decent combat trick that just wins. Falling and lifelink is definitely going to help you out-trade people, outrace people. Now, if we've got a ninja or a rogue in here, okay, we can. That's actually a rogue, which is quite interesting. That's a warrior. That's a rogue. Scout. Well, that's close. So we can block a flyer, which is kind of interesting, I think. So we'll get this guy to block a flyer, just because we can. We'll swing in with this guy. Block there, take 2 and die. Okay, I think I was on mute for a bit there. So I think, yeah, we've had trouble against mono red. We've had trouble against white. I'm getting more of an idea that I need to cut cards, so I hit my life gain cards sooner. I think I don't really like Arboreal Grazer or Barrier of Bones. Let's drop those 6 cards first of all. We're going to try and get down to 90 cards. So we've got 50 land at the moment. We want to drop a quarter of our land. So we want to drop 12, yeah, about 12 land. Maybe this is too many tap lands, to be honest. Maybe we drop those. And that should be fine. Right. Let's make sure that should be about 36 land. Oh, it's 38 land. That's okay. And can we drop 12 more cards? I think maybe Vigorspore Rotworm, Dread Linorm. Yeah, I think Persistent Specimen's going to be a bit too slow. Got so many tap lands, I reckon our 1-drops are not going to be as effective. I'm going to drop our Shambling Ghasts, actually. I think that's a bit weak, so we'll drop that one. Could play 5 of them. Yeah, we'll just remove some creature removal. Since red is so popular, just try a bit more life gain. Yeah, we'll go for Gorging Vultures instead of Sky Much Bloodletters, because that's on theme. That's actually milling cards. We'll drop the Kami and add another Courier Bat. So yeah, we got down to 90 cards. 52 creatures, 38 land. Just thinking, 38 land sounds like a lot. I think it actually it's probably about right. It's probably about right. Right, okay, 3-lander. We've got ramp. We don't. Yeah, our mill card is 5 cost, and we're up against red, so. And we're on the draw, so it's not looking great so far. That's my interpretation. We might need to play a Courier Bat to survive, and it's just the red with 1-drops. Okay. Play a Knowledge Colony to try and survive. He's going to amass a big thing. Okay. And he's got a braid, of course he does. Right. Okay, we will play an untapped land. We'll play a creature. If he hits a land drop, oh boy, I won't be happy. He didn't hit a land drop. Well, that's but he had two. He's had 2 removal spells in his creature deck. Okay, another creature. Just don't have time to ramp out a land. What is it? Oh god, it pumps up. Okay, well, we can kill the Hellhound before it becomes a 2/3. This thing does 2 damage every round, though. Yeah, let's kill the Hellhound. He's going to top deck a land at some point, and it's going to be very annoying. Okay, are we dead next round? That's 4 damage from these, 5, 6, and loads from that. So, well, yeah, we block that, obviously. We take 6 damage. I think we play a 4/4 Rhizome Lurcher. Don't have time to do anything else. Let's see, was it a mistake to kill the Hellhound and not the Scorched Spitters? So this gets up to 3-1. So maybe we can block it like that. Kill one of them. Take 3. And hopefully we top deck an untapped land. That would be perfect. Okay. Kills my Lurcher with a combat trick that he top decked. We've top decked a Rhizome Lurcher, not an untapped land, but we'll see what we can do. That's going to get through the 1 damage anyway, so 2 damage guaranteed through. Did he get removal? He got a land, okay. 1 damage. Okay. Can we get an untapped land? Yes, we can. I'm a genius, right? Okay, so this is a guaranteed 3 life. This is also a guaranteed 3 life. I think we could do the Windgrace Acolyte. And no attacks. Because he's going to top deck removal. Yeah, we did it. We stabilised. Okay. Oh, Broker's Ascendancy. That's very good indeed. Let's keep going. Let's play for that cosmetic. So it's been mono red about 3 times. We've actually beaten it for the first time on 1 life point. And now we go back to mono white. Right. Just a second. Okay, yeah, swamp. Just going to change my settings. Let's go full screen. Because there we go, that's better. We have... Okay, it's a different kind of deck. It's white-blue. It's making artifact creatures. Pretty cool. Gotta say. We've had a good land draw. We'll be able to play a Windgrace Acolyte on turn 5. This is a lot of stuff. I see. It's got this Phyrexian mana stuff. I see. No blocks. And I guess I'll play a full Courier Bat. Just try and survive. Let's get in the axe. Okay. Okie. We could play this on turn 6. We'll ramp out a land. I think we have to play this on turn 6 because he's got such a good rollout of creatures. Modular. 2+1+1s, I see. And then something else gets his stuff, right? I see. Right. I don't really want to block that then. Yep. Yeah, he's had a pretty good rollout of creatures. It's fair to say. Okay, I think we just trade here. And of course things are going to stack up and get horrendous. But can't just keep taking masses of damage, I suppose. Yeah. Then when that dies, they all go on the Steelfin Whale. Right. This is one of the sets I never played, so yeah. All these affinity to artifacts things, of course. Okay, that's actually going to put 4 things onto something, isn't it? Just block like that. So yeah, the Ecstatic Awaken is not great here. So at least he hasn't got all the token transfer going on. But we just, at this point, just run out of creatures. So we can trade off there, take that one out. It's kind of a simple one. He just sort of drew more cards than me, drew more creatures than me, I think. Yeah, he got an equipment card as well. Yeah, because he drew 5 lands, and I've got 10 lands, so that's okay. That's wonderful. So that can't be blocked, and it's going to do loads of damage. Absolutely delighted, of course. Right, past the blockers. You go there. You go there. And we just die. I'm pretty sure. We get to use this ability, sacrifice the Prowler, draw a card. He transforms. I was wondering, I should have drawn 2 cards, shouldn't I? I guess no. Maybe because I assigned that guy as a blocker. Right, let's tinker with the deck. So I think 38 land is 2 land too many. We'll drop a couple of land. I might drop Ecstatic Awakener. I don't know, he's kind of good with Guildsworn Prowler. Yeah, the trouble is I assigned him as a blocker and then I sacrificed him, and then so you don't draw a card. I guess we want to sacrifice Circle of Land Druid. Let's go to 4 moles and drop Ecstatic Awakener. So we've got a bit more in the slot number 3, but we'll see. Okie doke. Yes, it's a lot of land. It's red. Festival Crasher. Oh, we got a couple of land off the top. 3 land, in fact. Sure. Three more land off the top. That gets a shock, sure. Got plenty of land to choose from. Let's have a forest. Yeah, got this lovely card draw card, which we've seen every red deck play, pretty much. And he got a shock off the top. Nice, that's 3 shocks. Lovely. And he does about 50 damage now. I'm dead, yeah. Go away. Not interested anymore. Yeah, pretty consistent turn 5 wins from red decks, even when you play 3 creatures. Okay, it's a risky keep. Try and top deck something, but it's a good rollout of creatures if we can get that second land. That third land, I mean. But we're playing against black this time. Okay, zombies. I think we want to trade off. I think that's fine. Wonder what happened to the audio. Oh, there is audio. There we go. It's got another one. Oh, a bone splitter, really? That's what the artifact deck was using as well. Must be good. Okay, ramp out another land, or oh, sorry, let's resolve that first. Play, yeah, we do have a land there. Play another mole. Oh, the scorpion, yeah, had that in my deck for a little while. Okay, Let's block one of these zombies and see what happens. Death touch. Oh right, okay, just just an instant -4/-4. That's a good spell. I don't remember that one. Okay, tricky one. Not that tricky, but I think I want to use Greater Tanuki to get a 5th land. We could play the elves, but they'll probably get blown up. That's the only thing. And then I'm only one away from actually playing a Tanuki. It's kind of slightly greedy to go for the elves, I think, but let's try it. But then he'll have used a removal spell on my elves. The maximum is like 3 damage you can get through with. Pretty amazing, that card. Wow. Okay, Greater Tanuki's pretty powerful. We could kick a Gnarlid Colony as well, which would be 6/6. That's even bigger. Or we play one of these and mill some cards. And gain 3 life. I think I want something that can trade off with an Audacious Thief. That's all that matters. And if he uses removal on it, then I'm not as devastated. But yeah, arguably I should play the Tanuki when my elf is still alive. Wow, okay, he has another one. What a good card. Never seen it before. I think this is where we play Greater Tanuki. Excuse me, a little coughing fit. So, again, people seem to they put removal in their deck. They put equipment cards, and they consistently get more creatures than me. I don't get it. Okay, he has a flyer, right? Yeah. Well, that's my weak spot. Shouldn't. Yeah. That's looking like a mistake now. Okay. This thing doesn't get. So, kicked Gnarlid Colony, I think. Obviously, that trades with Tanuki. He's even playing Funeral Longboat. Of all things. Ah, nice. Okay. Found a way to tap that and do me direct damage. He could attack with his flyer, of course. Let's see. Gnarled Colony. Swing in. Why not? Start racing him. Okay. Just needs to put those equipments on his vampire. And I'm dead in a couple of turns, really. Yep. Well, more fool me for using Windgrace Acolyte as a to block one of his ground creatures. I was thinking it was more expendable. Not the first time I've died to Vampire Interloper. Yeah, okay. Another risky one. Nothing I can cast. Have to top deck a land. Let's keep it. Yeah, we're lucky. We got the we top deck the land. Looks like a sacrifice deck. Sure, let's play the Moodmark Painter for one. I mean, he's going to draw a big load of cards. So could draw him, let him draw 2 cards, I suppose, or yeah, go on, draw all your cards. That's really good. So Greater Tanuki next turn. I'm thinking I might just do Guildsworn Prowler, actually. Oh, he's got Graveyard Hate. I'm going to take that personally. Okay, Guildsworn Prowler swings in. And more Greater Tanuki. Oh no. I think I swing with Tanuki and Guildsworn Prowler. Gray Slaad is quite vulnerable to being gasted. That's very cool, actually. I think we just go for Greater Tanuki again. That's murdered, yeah. Yep, a lot of card draw in this one. Tanuki once more, I guess. You can kill it with a double block actually. He's going to take the damage. The other option is we do the entropy decay, and we'll have 5 mana left. Probably do Gorging Vulture. I think we'll go for Tanuki. Force out those murder cards. And if we hit 8 mana, we can do Vulture, Adventure, and Slaad. Yeah, there's the other murder. One of the other murders. He could have attacked me. Try and play the Lurcher last, I think. Right, so Slaad, Adventure, Entropy Decay. Pretty good. Gorging Vulture. Goes all our life gain. And we'll play Llanowar Elves, if it lets me. And we've got 2 things we can play next turn. Another Dogged Pursuit, great. That's all we need to do, really. Yeah. 2-point drain life every turn. Lovely. Of course, let's see. We've got 8 mana. We can't do everything. I suppose he knows I've got the Slaad. Yeah, if 2 Shambling Ghasts die, he can take out the Vulture. interesting. And you're going to do village rights to do the other point. I guess not. Okay, I think it's Lurcher and Gray Slaad. Yeah, just nickel and dime me to death. Little 2-point drain lives here and there. And it trades off with the Lurcher. Nice. Yep, I think we could hold the Lurcher back because we'll hold the Lurcher back and attack with these two. Okay, 8 life. He goes up to 10 life with this. Do we push through 10 damage? Okay. Oh well, that's one of his life points gone. It's another blocker. Trouble is I've got, nothing to defend with. But I could just attack with these 4 and hold these 2 back. Because that is 9 damage getting through. So Okay, yeah, he's got a removal there. Problem here, he can kill my elf and then get through with another attacker next turn. Oh no, he's going to kill the Slaad. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Draw a card. Oh, life points. That's very good. Hopefully we get some creatures off the top. Couple. Witherbloom. Might have to just mute for a second. I hope you can't hear what's going on outside. Okay, I think it's safe to put the volume back on again. So it's a very close one. He needs to do me 2 damage. That's another point of damage, so he gets up to 6 life. I go down to 1. Oh, and if he can spend 6, he can nuke me as well. He's got 1 card in hand. Kind of exciting, gotta say. Oh, that happens at the beginning of upkeep, so he's actually on 5 and I'm on 2. We didn't. Oh, I didn't use my Witherbloom Campus, but never mind. I guess we just have to go in with everything and try and win. Yes, we did it. What a trial that was. My goodness. Wow, that's nice. He doesn't look well. So it starts out at +3, +2, and it becomes +2, +1, then +1, +0. It's kind of neat. Of course, we don't have the actual card yet. We have the artwork. Well, that was an adventure. So we got to see all the colours of red in there today. But we adapted. I managed to trim it down from 120 to 90 cards and kept, I think, all the life gain cards. We've got Kraul Foragers, Windgrace Acolyte, and Gorging Vulture. Most of the life gain cards. Those are maybe the most significant ones. Never actually played Kraul Foragers. We saw it sort of go into my graveyard. Probably time to switch off the volume again. Anyway, thanks for watching, and all the best in your historic Pauper adventures.